Oh, here we go again, Susan. Another episode with me, Shane McCarthy, the H2 water expert, co-founder and partner of the company Tech for Health, with Susan Calusis of HydroGlow Head Spa out of Toronto, Ontario. Nice to have you back. What is this, the fifth episode that we've done?
Yes, it is.
I love it.
Exciting.
Yeah, it is getting very exciting because we're starting to hit some unique and specific points that affect a lot of people. So we have discussed just hydrogen in general and how it can help to hydrogen and your scalp and your head, then to brain health. And our last episode, which was last week, was on gut health, hydrogen and gut health, because that one is near and dear to both of us. And so now today, another one that's near and dear to us is hydrogen's effect and how it helps with kidney health. Now, kidneys are going to be one of the first places that when you drink hydrogen-rich water, that hydrogen is going to go into. It starts in your liver, but we can talk about liver a little bit today. Let's talk about kidney, liver, pancreas. Pancreas is another big one that is actually also very, very near and dear to me. I'll get into why as we get more into this. What is important to you, Susan, when it comes to kidney health? Why is this more of a topic that's near and dear to your heart?
Well, I know a lot of people that suffer with kidney stones. My father, specifically, he has some sort of kidney something that happens. So hydrogen is something that is, I'd like to talk more about it so that there's more awareness about it, even for him. You know, we want to spread the word on how it can help with kidney functions. Yeah.
I mean, just in general.
Other than that, we also in my family we all kind of runs. Everybody gets fatty liver. And we know that's a lot to do with oxidative stress and whatever else that goes with that, but another good thing as well.
Yeah, for me personally, my father-in-law's side of the family has polycystic kidney disease. That my wife was born with polycystic kidney disease, and it was. It's funny because my wife is now a bigger water snob than most people. And when we first started dating, she's like, "Oh, can I go have some water?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, by all means." And she goes up to the tap, like just the actual tap, and starts pouring. I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I didn't think it was that big of a deal." And what's cool is watching her GFR levels and creatinine levels, not only in the decade that we've been together, but especially and most importantly when she was pregnant with our now 17-month-old son. And her GFR and creatinine levels are at a very, very healthy level, the same levels as a normal human. And obviously hydrogen water is a big aspect to it. It's part of the foundation to that. Living a healthy, balanced lifestyle, being active and all that is all very important with it as well. That hydrogen isn't the end all be all, but it is, and hydrogen water is definitely a good way of building the foundation to an optimal, balanced, healthy lifestyle. And so, as I always say, don't believe me, don't believe a word I say. Research what I say. And so I'm going to share my screen here. To research, the best ways to do it is you can go on to PubMed or NHI, search up through there. PubMed is basically the NHI's Google. You could go to Molecular Hydrogen Institute. Highly recommend checking them out. That entire community is helping educate people properly on the benefits of hydrogen. You can go to scholar.google.com and search up any hydrogen and kidney health, hydrogen and liver health, hydrogen and whatever it is you're looking for. If anything comes up, that it will be on there. Now, if it doesn't come up, it's specific to an illness or an ailment that you're looking for. Remember to always go back to the 2007 study and understand that a lot of our today's problems are coming from an imbalance of oxidative stress and inflammation in our body. That's what hydrogen is meant to do, and that's what hydrogen does so beautifully at a cellular level, is restores that balance. And again, but if you also want to try this, you can go to tech4health.ca, and on the 3 bars here, you got the research tab. I have created this for people to be able to look into things themselves. We've got it subcategorized into things like kidney health. Now, none of these actually have the links to these studies. They are just there to show you that there are studies, what they are done with, and then you can go and look these up and fact check them yourself. Highly recommend doing so. Boy, oh boy, are there a lot of studies done on kidneys, which is fantastic stuff. And most of them, as you can see, are going to be molecular hydrogen rich water. That makes sense. That's an obvious one for me. That it's going to be just done with water, because when you drink hydrogen-rich water, it goes into your gut and then disperses out that way. And like I said, liver and kidneys are the first place it's going to start absorbing and doing its work. But I will say, I would make the argument that also breathing in hydrogen-rich gas, breathing in the hydrogen gas on itself would be also beneficial in many ways, because as we've mentioned in pretty much every episode, its ability to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. And when we talk about balance, right, you got your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system. You got fight or flight or rest and digest. Most people spend the majority of their life in fight or flight. And it is very, very hard to achieve a balance when the waters are running rapidly and you can't see clearly through it. It's like trying to see through this, watching the hydrogen pump into the water. And you know what? This is actually ready to drink anyways. Get the wand out here.
What's that?
I'm sorry?
Show us that hydrogen.
And actually that's a good point. I'd love to show you the hydrogen, but I can't. The hydrogen that is helping me is all dissolved into this water.
Beautiful.
Cheers. It's good stuff.
Cheers.
That's as Bobby Boucher would say, that's some high quality H2O. Sorry, that's a Waterboy reference. I don't know if you watched that.
I just watched that.
Nice. That's so funny. Well, then I'm glad that the reference hits. That's good stuff. So now that I have bubbled hydrogen into my already properly filtered ionized water with hydrogen in it, I've just super saturated it with the stainless steel rod. Now I'm breathing it in. So, and this is actually a good point that I've been wanting to make too, is there are now studies showing that doing multiple modalities, stacking therapies, as I like to call it, that will help even more. And you can stack hydrogen on top of each other. I could feasibly be, you could do all four. I could have the hydrogen. I could have like the scalp mask on, pumping hydrogen there, or the goggles or the ear accessory, while I'm breathing in hydrogen and bathing in hydrogen rich water while drinking hydrogen rich water. I mean, it sounds excessive.
That's how I found you, was watching one of those on the Human Garage. Shout out to the Human Garage. I love their videos.
Love
When
human.
they do the demonstration in the bath, like I was hooked.
Yeah, it makes Gary, the co-founder of Human Garage, he is the most fascinating human being you'll ever meet, and you'll understand why I say fascinating. But he is a massive. He's obsessed with hydrogen baths. He is a massive proponent of them. Love them, and I understand why. When you drink hydrogen-rich water,
because it's going in everywhere.
Exactly. When you're drinking hydrogen-rich water, it goes into your gut and then works its way out. When you're bathing in hydrogen-rich water, like you just said, you're surrounding yourself with it. And from Gary's point, to add to that, as he is, fascia is his thing. If you've never done fascial maneuvers, please go do them. I do them every single morning. And it is all part of living my balanced lifestyle.
Yes.
But you're bathing in hydrogen-rich water. Your skin is your largest organ, your largest detoxing organ, and it's also your largest attachment to your largest network of fascia. And if you haven't learned about your fascia and what it is and what its effect on your overall, please understand that it's everything. People, I'm not even sure where on the list this brain goes anymore, because we know now that, your gut is your second brain. That's what they call it. I would say there's argument to be made that it comes before this one. There are 40,000 neutrino cells in your heart, which are literally brain cells, which prove to the point that your heart is one of your brains, but your fascia is your third brain. That's what it's being called now, and it's because you store everything in there. It's a mycelium to the plant and animal world. It is how we are connected. It's the quantum physics aspect of our physical bodies. And you can't heal your fascia like you're doing with the fascial maneuvers if your fascia is dehydrated. That is a big part of our conversation. And so the hydrogen baths will help with that, and it's also going to help support what you're doing by drinking hydrogen-rich water and breathing the hydrogen gas in for your kidneys, and your liver, which is what we came here to talk about. And I mean, we end up going into the same type of conversation because it all ends up coming back to the same thing. And I think this is important for people to understand, is that it all. Exactly, and it's related to a balance or imbalance, and that's our job here, is to reestablish that balance.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because it's like systematic. It starts with the gut. When your gut is in a good place, the hypochlorous acid in your gut is balanced. You're getting good acid levels, the pHs and all that stuff, whatever. I'm not a doctor or scientist, so I'm not going to get into technical, but but what it does is it essentially sets off everything so that it can make everything work in it where it needs to. So it's kind of like a chain reaction, where the gut health dictates to the kidneys, to the liver, to the brain, to the heart, in its own sequence.
Yep.
And it helps your body do what it naturally needs to do to be able to fight what it is needing to do. It's an enhancement of whatever treatments you are doing. It's very therapeutic. It's really a great enhancement on any treatment. after any types of major surgeries or whatever. Hydrogen therapy is so amazing for the body with the way it sets it up to do what it's supposed to do to heal.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I say about hydrogen. Is it doesn't heal you, it helps your body heal itself. It gets your body back to where it is meant to be. We are very, very complex, beautiful vehicles, pieces of technology. We are the most advanced technology that will ever be on this planet. And when you kind of look at it like that and understand it like that, that's it maybe hopefully opens up a new way for you to look at how healing begins and what healing means, what healing looks like. That is what we came here to do. We came here to heal. We came here to reestablish a balance that has been lost. It's not an easy task, but I will tell you this: hydrogen helps you get out of your own way so that you can do what you were meant to do. Hydrogen isn't a superhero, but it certainly acts like it when it does when it's what it's supposed to do. Because that is what then helps you tap into your superhero powers. It is a superhero power to be balanced in a very imbalanced world.
That's right. And with all our environmental stressors that are affecting us, whether it be through food, through our air, the pollution, our water that's chemically altered, everything, we need to understand that our bodies need to be taken care of. If we don't, it goes on overload, and that's when you fall into different ailments. And you don't want to go into different illnesses. It's not pleasant. I've lived a long life of it, right? And once you get yourself past, once you get yourself past that point of not being sick, and you start understanding, and you've researched, and you're like, okay, now I understand it. You take better care of yourself. You have a quality of life. I'm all about the quality. It's like what they say: you pay for what you get what you pay for. I want to have good things in my life, so I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to research, and I'm going to do what I can to help my body be at its best, whether it be through hydrogen, through vitamins, through whatever, all my ingredients, my foods. I'm trying to make the better choices at this point.
Yeah, and that's all we can do. You just do your best and understand that things change, things evolve, and you just do your best with what you have available to you. For those that are stuck in a rut, there are always things that are coming out or coming out. We're rediscovering, like hydrogen as a therapeutic gas, like red light therapy, breath work, cold dips, saunas, PMF mats, the list goes on and on. There's always new and different ways for you to help reestablish that balance. And again, it's not about healing. If anybody talks to you about hydrogen and says, oh, it heals this or it heals that, they may be well-intentioned, but that's not helping hydrogen, because that's not what it's doing. Hydrogen isn't healing you. It's not going to heal anything. It's just going to help your body do what your body is meant to do. And that's really amazing.
Yeah, it's a driver, right? It's a tool to help you. I like calling it my tool. It's
it's a consciousness enhancer. it's an enhancer. It enhances
Right.
whatever it is you're doing. We kind of talked about that in last episode when we were talking about using it with your supplements or not using it with pharmaceutical medication. It will enhance everything, and that's usually a good thing, but it can be a bad thing, or feel like a bad thing. Like if you start hydrogen and it gives you kind of a Herxheimer reaction, that's about the only adverse effect that you could possibly expect from hydrogen is, a little bit of a detox effect at first. But if that's happening, that's just your body. That's you feeling your body saying, okay, let's get this crap out of here. Because that is another thing that hydrogen can and will do that is supported by science. It's help opening. It's a cellular signaling molecule. So hydrogen will signal your cells to open the redox pathways, meaning it will open the cell. It will signal to your body to detox itself out. It's all part of
And
the
honestly, in 7 years of doing this, I've only known of one person personally who ended up having to go to the washroom a little bit more so than most, but it's because they love drinking good stuff and eating out a lot. It takes a big toll on your body when you're constantly, and and I don't blame the person because it's a male and he's on his own living the single life, so most people that are single are just eating out and grab and go, and I get that, but you really got to stop yourself and say, hey. And that was a wake-up call for this person that said, whoa, maybe there's a lot more I need to look at.
You don't know until
great,
you know, right? You get really complacent with how we program ourselves, and what the unfortunate part of our society is we've normalized being unhealthy. Just if we're gonna call it what it is, it's normal to get sick every couple of months. It's normal to be dehydrated. It's normal to die younger than we should be dying. It's normal to get Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff. Can you hold 1 second for me? Yeah, no, it's where were we?
You lost me.
Hey? Yeah, no, I lost myself. That's okay. You know what? We can always hop back into the fact that the hydrogen is going to reestablish that balance. We were talking about, there we go, a Herxheimer reaction and things that your friend that I had got, he lived in a single life, and that's really, when it comes to hydrogen rich water, when you have a machine that filters your water properly and gives you hydrogen rich water, that I'm not saying go drink your hydrogen rich water and eat like an asshole and eat garbage food and stuff like that. But I will say that it's going to help you. It will help you reestablish that balance quicker, and it will carry you in situations where you are on the go and you're just grabbing a quick bite. Is if you're going to do anything to change your health, and our bodies are 70-75% water, looking at the water that you're drinking on a regular basis is a great place to start. Again, it's not everything, but people will change their diet not looking at their hydration levels, thinking that that's everything. But again, if your body's 70-75% water and you're not even looking at the hydration aspect of it when it comes to your diet, you're not even taking care of half of the equation. And yes, we can do
not only 100%. Just that.
Go ahead.
Well, it's not only just that, it's also the medication intake. For somebody who lived on medication for many, many, many years, I was always dehydrated. When you're on medication, you don't feel good. You get nauseous. You can't stomach food. I was 80 pounds soaking wet at my worst. It was horrible. And sometimes that hydration is not there. So if you are taking more in with hydrogen rich water, that molecule is so small that it's actually able to penetrate into everywhere. So you're going to get your maximal hydration. Your medications are going to actually work and not make you feel bad. You're not going to get those side effects. You know, that's a big thing. But also remember that when you are taking your medication, within a half an hour or an hour before and after, please, please, please do not use hydrogen water or hydrogen breathing. It's just going to break down your medication. It's not going to do what it's supposed to. And we really want to encourage proper use of medication. So please, with that said, anytime before and after, by all means, go for it, because that's going to help you. It's going to help with the hydration. It's going to help with the therapeutic side of it for side effects, getting rid of all the oxidative stress. But we want that medication to get into our bodies, into our bloodstream, into our wherever it needs to go to actually do what it's supposed to do. So with that said, hydrogen is one of the best things that I've found as a tool to help me challenge all my issues, all my family's issues. It's been it's a game changer in our household. I'm using it now in my spa because I love it so much.
Yep.
You know, and I'm trying to encourage people to educate themselves on it. Educate themselves on it. You want to come and talk to me? Talk to me. You know, like it's not a big deal. I set up a lot of time for a lot of people to have these talks because it is important to have this knowledge. And this is why I love our videos, because now I can actually send a lot of people to these videos to get that understanding of why it's so important.
I'd like to reframe this. It is a big deal. It is a big deal to talk about your health. It's a big deal to talk about your hydration. And, you know, and what we've talked about so many times is, you know, again, what we just talked about with the pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. And definitely do your research with medical professionals, talk to, you know, to your doctor about it, naturopath, whoever it is that you're whatever medical professional you're talking about or talking to. But, you know, I'm sitting here breathing in 2 liters of hydrogen gas a minute. I'm drinking 1.6 milligrams per liter of hydrogen in the water. My son bathes every night in hydrogen rich water. I breathe this in during the day while I'm here at my office. I breathe it in at night when I'm meditating. There is no limit. There are minimums, but there are no limits to the amount of hydrogen. Any hydrogen that your body doesn't need, it'll just expel out in a very easy way. And you know, getting back to the hydration aspect of it, how it helps with kidneys is, you know, and when the hydration, it isn't just the hydrogen getting into your cells, the hydrogen helping water get into your cells. It's how hydrogen neutralizes the most cell damaging free radical in your body. It converts it into water. The conversion is H2 plus 2OH. OH is the hydroxyl radical, the most cell damaging free radical, a byproduct of ATP production, the fuel that is created inside your cells. Hydrogen makes sure that fuel isn't, when being burned up, just creating all sorts of havoc and imbalance in your cells. Now, our body's already, and that's another great safe thing about hydrogen, is your body's meant to create up to 10 liters of hydrogen a day, but it doesn't because of the foods that we eat, the drinks that we drink, the air that we breathe, the overall stress in life, the media that you watch, the crap that you intake. It's coming at us from every different level externally. One of the best things that you can do is start strengthening yourself internally from a cellular level out. And guess what? The best molecule to help you with that is also, it's like Mighty Mouse. You know, it's the smallest molecule in the universe with the largest impact. I love that about hydrogen. I think that's so cool because, again, it can, like you said, get anywhere into your past your blood-brain barrier, your cell membranes, through your skin. That's why bathing in it is beneficial. And again, when you drink it directly into your gut, and then into your liver and kidneys and other major organs to help clean things up and
It
work.
goes into your skin.
Sorry?
Yeah, but not only just that, it's like the moment you stick it to your mouth, that hydrogen, because it splits the water and it's so tiny, that molecule literally, the moment you put it to your lips, it's penetrating into your skin. It's going into your tongue. It's going into your saliva glands. It's going down and like it's penetrating. It's literally wherever you put it. So once it goes in, literally the moment it's touching your lips, it's starting to work. It is that phenomenal. It's that amazing of a molecule to be able to get into that such a small area, right? So you are getting your maximal from it. Yeah.
So I did want to share one of the machines that you love so much, the Tech Pro 900, or as you would call the 4-in-1. I love that because this beautiful little machine is the at-home version of the machine that I have here in my office. The machine that I have in my office behind me here is the Tech Pro 3000. It is a clinical series strength. That's the entry-level model of our clinical series machines. There's actually one that is 3 times the strength of this one, which is 3 times the strength of the Tech Pro 900, which is completely unnecessary for most people. But if you had all of that extra hydrogen, worst case scenario, you're just going to breathe it out. Now, the Tech Pro 900, the reason we call it the 4-in-1, it should be called more than that, but it is because it is not just a hydrogen inhalation machine. You can also bubble the hydrogen into your water like I did with this. Just make sure your water is filtered properly beforehand. And then you can also bubble it into your bathtub to bathe in. And we also have an eye accessory, ear accessory, a hair and scalp accessory. We even have masks for small and medium to large size dogs to be able to breathe the hydrogen gas in, which is pretty freaking cool. But
also with the with your oh, I love that picture. With the bathing, if you don't have filtered water, you also in your store you have filters that you can attach to the shower head that can give you a little bit of filtration, so you can actually do something like that.
We do have shower filters, and they are absolutely amazing. They'll take a lot of the bad crap out and add vitamin C, selenium, and hydrogen into your water to provide you those antioxidant properties and better absorption. It really, really is like bathing in a spa, and not gonna break the bank. It's only $100 Canadian, and it comes with 2 replacement filters along with the original filter. So you get 18 months of shower filtration for $100 Canadian. Not bad. One other thing I wanted to mention, because we have talked about how you can breathe it in all night long, or like all day long. You can also breathe it in all night long. I showed this one here, but this one, the machine is very quiet, virtually silent. The Tech Pro Clinical Series make a little bit of noise to get the fans to make sure that things don't overheat. You know what? Heat and hydrogen, not a good thing. But the Tech Pro 900, it's got a nighttime mode, so you can turn all the lights off. It's very quiet, and it has a timer that goes up to 10 hours, meaning you can breathe that in all night long. And boy, will you ever sleep well. If you can sleep still, obviously having this on your nose, it's not going to work for everyone, but it can. It can work if you let it. But you know, the good thing about something like the Tech Pro 900, I've mentioned many times that there are no maximums, but there are minimums. There are minimums when it comes to the amount of hydrogen you need in your water for it to be considered therapeutic. There's minimums for hydrogen in your water for it to actually be therapeutic. If you're reacting to things, there is a big swing on the therapeutic levels for hydrogen-rich water. And, you know, at the lower levels of hydrogen-rich water, between 0.5 and 1 part per million, that's more on the maintenance side of things. If you are reacting to something, you're battling an illness, an ailment, or you're trying to take your body to the next level as a professional athlete, you're going to want those really high levels of hydrogen in your water and with your breathing. So the studies for breathing have shown that
helps with the lactic acid.
Sorry?
Yeah. Go on. No, I was just saying for the lactic acid. Yes.
Absolutely.
Because it helps with the lactic acid.
Yeah, and the cool thing about for athletes is that you're it's not going to inhibit or prohibit muscle growth, and that because of the way that it works as an antioxidant, being the selective, unique antioxidant that it is, it leaves the other oxidative stress and inflammation that is actually necessary for muscle growth alone, and so you kind of really get the best of both worlds in terms of recovery and muscle performance and muscle growth. But on how much you need for it to be inhaled, the studies have shown between 120 to 240 milliliters per minute. Now, the Tech Pro 900 will create 600 milliliters a minute of hydrogen and 300 milliliters a minute of oxygen. But at 600 milliliters per minute of hydrogen, that means two people can breathe it in at the same time very easily while both getting a very therapeutic amount of hydrogen. Now, there are also studies coming out now more and more with larger levels used for inhalation, like we discussed in our last episode, talking about the ulcerative colitis study where the subjects were inhaling 4 liters per minute of hydrogen. And I mean, that makes sense if it's helping something, in your gut. I thought most of those studies are going to be done primarily with drinking water, but now, this is the cool thing about hydrogen is we're learning more and more as we go. But there's one thing that is fairly solid, it's set in stone, is how safe it is. So we can play around with it, breathe it in, drink it, bathe in it, and all that fun stuff as much as we want, knowing that we're not going to do any sort of harm. That is something that I love the most about hydrogen, and that is something that I think we're going to end this episode on. Susan, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate these conversations. We can kind of go back and forth on the same things that we talk about every episode, but that's a good thing. Sorry if it's something that you've heard over and over again, but it's something that many people need to hear over and over again until it gets through them to that where they understand that hydrogen may just be the missing piece that you've been looking for. Hydrogen may just help you in ways that you never thought possible. And it's important to understand the weight that comes with that. And it's kind of funny saying the weight of it.
Obviously, has the biggest weight.
Exactly. There we go. All right, Susanna, we will end this here. As per usual, phenomenal conversation. We will figure out our next topic point to discuss. I will be away for the next week, but we will get one recorded after that. We'll chat. We'll figure it out. We will continue to educate people on hydrogen and properly filtered water and how you can reestablish that balance that many people have lost. So until next episode, this is Susan Kalusis from HydroGlow Head Spa. Signing off, reminding you to check out tech4health.ca to discover any of the products and more that we were talking about today. Don't forget to use the coupon code HydroGlow10 because that will give you 10% off. Thanks to Susan. Follow me at H2 Water Expert on Instagram. And one last reminder, as always, this content is for educational purposes only, and we are not doctors or scientists. We are not giving medical advice. Please do your own research on this. That is something that I recommend everyone do, knowing that they're just going to find out how awesome hydrogen is for so many different things. So until next time, just reminding you that hydrogen doesn't heal you. It helps your body heal itself. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate you.